without any preparation or warning whatsoever. This is why Zen is called the sudden school, and why Satori is a sudden awakening. Because it has to be done without the slightest warning. Now, but then I pointed out that the moment you have any idea about doing this, you've already ceased to be sudden. That is to say, the moment you seek for some spiritual attainment,
may there be spaces in togetherness. May there be spaces in togetherness.
Getting in there, you've already
may there be spaces in togetherness. May there be spaces in togetherness. Let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be moving sea between the shores of the soul. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from the cup. Give one another your bread, but eat for the same loaf. Sing your dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver for the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your heart and stand together, yet not too near. Together for the pillars of the temple to stand apart, and the oak trees for the cypress grow not in each other's shadows. When love beckons you to follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold, yield to him. Though the sword hidden amongst the pinions and wound you, speaks to you, believe him. Though his voice may shatter the dreams of north, wind lays waste the garden, for even the love crowns you shall he crucify you. Even as he is your growth, so is he your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height, and caresses to the tenderest branch that quiver inside the sun, so shall he descend to the roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. But if, in your fear, you will seek only the love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's thresholds and seasonless world where you should laugh, but not. All of your lies are the weakening of the tears love gives not itself and not to itself, but possesses nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. And think not you can direct the course of finding your worthy, direct your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. If you love, you must need have desires. Let there be your desires to melt and be like a running brook that sings into the melody of the night, to the pain too much tenderness.
The attempt to live completely in the present. Well, that's not only a good Jeff idea, that's a very ancient yoga and Buddhist discipline. To be completely here and now. But of course, as you pursue this, you discover you can't do it. Because you couldn't even, know when to go shopping unless you made plans and started thinking about the future. So you couldn't move. But then you discover, you see, that in the long run, there's nothing to think about except the here and now. There really isn't anything else. Because even when you make plans for the future, and you remember the past, you're doing it all in the present. Your memory is a present activity. There's no way of not being self-remembering and present, and having presence of mind. So when you discover that, there's nothing left to you but to have a good laugh. Well now, I want to develop to a greater extent something I only touched on yesterday afternoon, when we were discussing anxiety and laughter and the relationship between the two. I suggested that anxiety and laughter are really the same phenomenon, but seen from different points of view. As we all know, we can have shudders of horror and shudders of delight, tears of grief and tears of joy. And it's the same shudders and the same tears in either case, but they have a completely different meaning. Now, life is a matter of oscillation. Life is vibration. It's the whole time and all the way through. The question is, how are you going to interpret that? Is it tremble, 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 or is it laugh, laugh, laugh? That's the great thing. And sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. So that the whole thing of the Joker is he comes into being, as it were, at the point when the anxiety interpretation of the trembling becomes the laughing interpretation. we were talking about monks who had skulls in their cells to remind them of mortality. And we think a grim thing. The skull is a grim thing. But Chesterton had the poem about the skull. Chattering finch and waterfly are not merrier than I. Here among the flowers I lie, laughing everlastingly. No, I may not tell the best. Surely, friends, I might have guessed death was but the good king's jest. It was hid so carefully. So you can see the skull not as a grim thing, but as a laughing thing. It's all that's left of a human being. And all the surface is peeled off. And nothing but this beautiful bone remains. It laughs.
May there be spaces in togetherness. Let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be moving sea between the shores of the soul. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from the cup. Give one another your bread, but eat for the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver for the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your heart. Stand together, yet not too near. Together for the pillars of the temple stand apart. And the oak tree for the cypress grow not in each other's shadows. And love beckons you to follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings unfold, yield to him. Though the sword hidden amongst the pinions and wound you, speaks to you, believe him. Though his voice may shatter the dreams of north. Wind lays waste the garden, for even the love crowns you shall he crucify you. Even as he is your growth, so is he your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height, and caresses to the tenderest branch that quivered inside the sun, so shall he descend to the roots and shake them, and they're clinging to the earth. But if, in your fear, you will seek only the love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's thresholds and seize in this world where you should laugh, but not all of your life, but with the weeping, the tears love gives not itself and not to itself, but possesses nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. And think not you can direct the course of finding your worthy, direct your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love, you must need have desires. Let there be your desires to melt and be like a running brook that sings into the melody of the night, to feel the pain, too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, to believe willingly and joyfully. Timeless, and you are aware of life's timelessness, and knows that yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow's today's dream, and forgot not that earth delights to feel your bare feet, for the winds long to play within the hair. Some say joy is greater than the sorrow, but others the greater. But I say unto they, insparable, together they come, and when one sits alone with your board, remember that others asleep upon the bed. You give a little when you give the possessions, and give yourself that you truly give, to be little but what you have, to love one another, to make not bond of love, but let it rather be moving between the shores of the soul. You can pray in distress in your need, for that you may pray also. The fullest in the joy in the jump, the abundance of joys in the days, beauty's eternity, gazing yourself in the mirror. And you are eternity for the mirror, and you're apart for the friend. You grieve not from that which you love most, in him may be clear inside the absence as mountains. The climbers is clearer for the pain, plain in the moment. Find the pain, breaking from the shell and closing the understanding. The fruit must break, and then his heart may stand inside the sun, but you must know the pain. You could keep your heart inside the wonder for the daily miracles of life. The pain that seemed less wondrous than the joy. And you would accept the seasons, for the heart is even as you accepted the Passover over the fields, and you will watch serenity through the finger. In the winters of the grief, much of the pain is only self-chosen, but this only bitter potion is physician with your heals for the sick self. Therefore trust the doctor and drink the remedy in silence and tranquility for the hands and through the head, hard, guided by the tender hand for the unseen, the cup of the ring, though it burn your lips and has fashion for the clay, which powder has emotion its own sacred tears. I love you when you bow your knees to the mosque and find your temple praying your church. For you, sons of one religion, it is the spirit of God manifested. May there be spaces in togetherness. Let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be moving sea between the shores of the souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from the cup. Give one another your bread, but eat for the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver for the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your heart and stand together, yet not too near. Together for the pillars of the temple to stand apart, and the oak trees for the cypress grow not in each other's shadows. When love beckons you to follow him, though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings unfold, yield to him. Though the sword hidden amongst the pinions and wound you speaks to you, believe him. Though his voice may shatter the dreams in north wind lays waste the garden, for even the love crowns you shall he crucify you. Even as he is your growth, so is he your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height, he caresses to the tenderest branch that quiver inside the sun, so shall he descend to the roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. But if in your fear you will seek only the love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's thresholds and see in this world where you should laugh, but not all of your life with the beacon. The tears love gives not itself and not to itself, but possesses nor. What if you possess for love is sufficient unto love, and think not you can direct the course of finding your worth, direct your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But you love, you must need have desires, let there be your desires. Melt and be like a running brook that sings into the melody of the night, to feel the pain, too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, to believe willingly and joyfully. Timeless, and you are aware of life's timelessness. It knows that yesterday is but today's memory, tomorrow's today's dream. Forgot not that earth delights to feel your bare feet, for the winds long to play within the hair. Some say joy is greater than the sorrow, but others the greater. But I say unto they insparable, together they come, and when one sits alone with your board, remember that others are asleep upon the bed. Give a little when you give the possessions, and give yourself that you truly give, a little bit what you have. Love one another. Make not bond of love, but let a rather moving is between the shores of the soul. Pray in distress in your need, that you may pray also. Full us in the joy of the abundance of joys in the days, use eternity gazing yourself in the mirror. When you are eternity for the mirror, when you're apart from the friend you grieve not, and that which you love most in him may be clear inside the absence of mountains. The climbers is clear for the pain, plain in the moment. Fine pain, breaking, and the shell enclosing your understanding. The fruit must break, and then his heart may stand inside the sun, but you must know the pain that could keep your heart inside the wonderful ability of life. Pain that seems less wonderful than the joy. You accept the seasons and the hearts, even as you accepted the past of the fields, and you watch running through the finger. When the winters of the grief, much of the pain is only self-chosen. It's only bitter potions, position between your heels with the sick self. Therefore trust in doctor and drink the remedy in silence and tranquility for the hands and through the head hard, guided by the tender hand for the unseen, the cup with the ring through it. Turn your lips and has passion for the play, which powder has to wash in its own sacred tears. I love you, you bow to the world. Knees to the mountain, find your temple, pray in your church. For you, sons of one religion, it is the spirit of God manifested, not immaculate conceptions. I and I erased your fire, I-11. Infinite, five-dimensional, Christ consciousness, cosmic, moving through constellations, constantly, like change, rearranging the mind frame, and ideologies who never do not seen through the mirror. Like Michael Jackson was telling us in Thriller, or maybe it was the other way around, the sound of inward outer. Everything can make a sound with you having yourself in position within synchronicity, not in front of the television where they can program you. Be a part of the society.